Have you ever sat down on a quiet evening, maybe with a cup of coffee in hand, and mapped out your perfect financial plan? You know the kind, where you plug in your income, subtract the bills, allocate a chunk to savings, and even pencil in that dream vacation 6 months from now. It all looks so neat on paper or in that app on your phone. You feel this rush of control, like you finally got a handle on things. But then, a week later, life throws a curveball. The car breaks down, or you get hit with an unexpected medical bill. Or honestly, you just cave and order takeout after a brutal day at work. Suddenly, that plan feels like a distant memory, and they're left wondering, what happened? Why does this always feel so off? I get it. I've been there myself, staring at my own spreadsheets, feeling that quiet frustration build. It's like we're all chasing this ideal version of our finances that never quite matches up with the messy reality we live in. And today, I want to talk about why that gap exists. Why financial plans feel so different from financial reality. Not to make you feel worse about it, but to help us both understand it a little better. So maybe next time, it doesn't sting quite as much. Let's start by flipping the script on how we usually think about this. Most of us grow up believing that a good financial plan is like a roadmap. Follow it step by step, and you'll arrive at your destination. No detours allowed. We hear stories of people who budgeted their way to wealth, or saved aggressively and retired early. And it makes us think the problem is us. We're not disciplined enough, or we're too impulsive. But what if that's not the full picture? What if the real issue is that these plans are built on assumptions that don't hold up in the real world? Think about it. Plans assume steady income, predictable expenses, and that we'll make rational choices every single time. Yet, life isn't a straight line. It's more like a winding path with potholes and unexpected turns. And normalizing that, it takes the weight off. You're not failing. The system just isn't designed for the human side of things. Diving deeper, let's unpack why this disconnect happens, starting with our own minds. Psychology plays a huge role here. Things like optimism bias, where we overestimate how smoothly things will go. I remember planning my monthly budget last year, confidently assuming I'd stick to eating at home to save a couple $100. But then, a friend invites me out, or work runs late and I'm too exhausted to cook, and poof, there goes the plan. It's not laziness, it's how our brains are wired to prioritize the immediate comfort over the abstract future. Researchers in behavioral economics talk about this as present bias, where the now feels more real than tomorrow. And when you mix in real-life stressors, like the pressure of rent creeping up, or family expecting you to chip in for something unexpected, it compounds. Then there's the external side, the stuff we can't control. Take income, for example. Plans often assume it's consistent, like a salary that hits the bank every 2 weeks without fail. But for so many of us, especially if you're freelancing or in a gig job, it's erratic. 1 month you're flush, the next you're scraping by. I think of my neighbor, a graphic designer, who budgets meticulously, but then a client delays payment, and suddenly groceries feel like a luxury, or expenses. We plan for the basics, food, utilities, maybe a streaming subscription, but forget the life happens costs. A simple math example here. Say you aim to save 20% of your $4,000 monthly take-home. That's $800 tucked away. Sounds doable. But if an emergency vet visit for your dog costs $500 out of nowhere, that savings goal shrinks and the plan starts to crack. It's not a bad math. It's about reality not fitting the formula. And don't get me started on the emotional layer. Money isn't just numbers. It's tied to our sense of security, our relationships, even our self-worth. When a plan derails, it's easy to spiral into guilt or anxiety, like, why can't I get this right? I felt that knot in my stomach when a family gathering turned into an unplanned expense, pulling from savings I'd earmarked for something else. It's relatable, right? That tension between wanting to be there for the people you love and sticking to your responsible plan. Stories like this show how finances aren't isolated. They're woven into our daily lives, influenced by work stress that leads to comfort spending, or lifestyle creeps where small indulgences add up without us noticing. But here's where things start to shift, that moment of realization that can change how we approach all this. What if instead of seeing the plan as a rigid rulebook, we view it as a flexible guide, a tool that adapts to reality rather than the other way around? This mindset flip comes from understanding that the gap isn't a failure, it's information. It tells us about our behaviors, our triggers, and the unpredictable world we navigate. Psychologically, this connects money to something deeper, not just wealth, but peace of mind and a sense of freedom. When you stop fighting the disconnect and start learning from it, decisions feel less like battles and more like choices. For instance, recognizing that emotional spending after a tough week is human allows you to build in buffers, turning potential derailments into minor adjustments. It's like upgrading from a fragile glass vase to something sturdier, still beautiful, but built to handle a few bumps. So, how does this play out in everyday life? Let's think practically, without any grand overhauls. One thing I found helpful is tracking spending not as a judgment tool, but as a gentle mirror.
You could jot down expenses for a week or two, noticing patterns, like how stress from work correlates with more coffee runs, without beating yourself up. It helps bridge that plan-reality gap by making the abstract feel tangible. Another idea, build in what I call reality cushions into your plans. Instead of allocating every dollar precisely, leave a small percentage, say 5 to 10% for the unexpected. It's realistic, life will claim it anyway, but this way it doesn't blow everything up. And when it comes to bigger goals, like saving for a house or just an emergency fund, revisit the plan monthly. Adjust based on what actually happened, not what you hoped would. It's about small, sustainable tweaks, like choosing one area to focus on, maybe cutting back on subscriptions that don't spark joy anymore, rather than trying to fix everything at once. These aren't magic fixes, but they make the process feel more human, less like a constant uphill climb. As we wrap this up, I want you to take a breath and really let this sink in. That feeling of your financial plan not matching reality, it's universal, a shared human experience in a world that's anything but predictable. But by seeing it for what it is, a mix of psychology, life's curveballs, and our own emotions, you start to feel less alone in it. You're not broken. The plans just need to bend a little more. And remember, progress isn't about perfection. It's about those quiet steps forward, one adjustment at a time. You'll get there, feeling a bit calmer, a bit wiser along the way. Thanks for spending this time with me. Let's chat more in the comments if this resonates.